If you've ever searched for BIM software, you've probably found 10 different lists, and every single one gives you a different answer. So let's actually settle this. Which BIM tool you need has nothing to do with which one is popular. It comes down to one thing: where you sit in a project. Stick around because by the end of this video, you will know exactly which tools are yours and which ones are not. See, here's the thing most people get wrong about BIM software. They think it's one tool doing one job. It's not. It's actually 4 completely different jobs stacked on top of each other. First, authoring, where the model actually gets built. Then, coordination, where teams catch clashes before they become site problems. Then, analysis and scheduling, where cost and time get tied directly to the model. And finally, visualization, where that same model gets turned into something a client can actually understand. So as we go through these, ask yourself one question: which of these does my work actually touch? That's your answer. Let's go one by one. Let's start at the beginning, because this is where the model is actually born. Authoring tools are where the 3D model gets built from scratch. And in India, for architecture and MEP, that's almost always Revit. Here's what makes it different from just drawing in 2D. It's parametric. So watch what happens when I change one part of this model. See that? One change and everything connected to it updates on its own. That's the entire point. Now if you're on the civil side, Revit isn't your only tool. There's Civil 3D as well. It's built for a completely different job: grading, road alignment, site design, not buildings. And if you're wondering whether Revit is the only option, it's not. ArchiCAD is the main alternative for architecture. You won't see it much in India, but walk into a studio in parts of Europe and it's the standard. Okay, so the model's built. Now what? Here's where it gets interesting. Because right now, you've got separate models, architecture, structure, MEP, all built by different teams who barely talk to each other. That's a disaster waiting to happen on site. So this is where coordination tools come in. Navisworks is the standard. It takes every one of those models and puts them in one space. And this right here, this is the step that catches a duct running straight through a structural beam, months before it becomes an expensive change order on site. Now, if your team isn't even in the same city, that coordination has to happen in the cloud. That's what Autodesk Construction Cloud does. Same clash detection, but everyone's always working off the current version, not some outdated file someone emailed last week. Now here's where BIM stops being just a fancy 3D model and starts actually touching money and time. This is 4D and 5D BIM. 4D ties the model to your construction schedule, so you can literally watch the project get built sequence by sequence before a single brick is laid. 5D takes it one step further and connects quantities in the model directly to cost. So the moment the design changes, the budget updates itself. Nobody is sitting there manually recalculating. And this is also where quantity takeoff happens, pulling exact material quantities straight out of the model instead of someone counting them off a drawing by hand. Last category. And honestly, this is the one that actually gets a client to say yes. Visualization tools take that exact same model and turn it into something someone who's never read a floor plan can actually understand. Enscape and Twinmotion both plug directly into Revit and render in real time. So you can walk a client through a space that doesn't exist yet. And here's the part people miss. This isn't a separate model built just for the pretty render. It's the exact same data, it's just being presented differently. So let's actually answer the question we started with. Which BIM software do you need? If you're the one modeling, you need an authoring tool. If you're the one checking for clashes across disciplines, you need a coordination tool. If you're the one tracking cost or schedule, you need an analysis tool. And if you're the one presenting to a client, you need a visualization tool. Here's the mistake almost everyone makes though. Most people only ever touch one of these and assume that's all BIM is. It's not. The real skill, the thing that actually makes you valuable on a project, is understanding how all 4 connect. If you want the deeper breakdown of any one of these tools by role, that's coming next in this playlist.